Let's start off with the pure navigation apps. The top three are probably Google Maps, Apple Maps, and Waze. Whichever one or ones you use is your personal preference. I like to use Google Maps most of the time, but I do use Waze at times, especially if I'm on a major highway or in an urban area, as Waze does the best job at showing things like police, road hazards, etc. These apps are incredibly useful for storm chasing because they give you things like drive times, which you need if you're just driving to the target or if you're repositioning in an area that's unfamiliar to you. They'll give you traffic info, where there are slow spots, construction zones, etc., and road hazards, things like traffic accidents, objects on the highway, etc. But there are some drawbacks to these apps that you must be aware of. Sometimes they can take you on some weird routes just to maybe save a minute or two. These can be on some janky back roads that you might not expect to take, and oftentimes these routes can be somewhat convoluted. A lot of times I just like to stay on the major routes. It's just a little bit easier and gives me some more peace of mind. And these apps may not be 100% accurate as well. You don't want to trust these apps at face value. For example, Google Maps may not know about road closures in a given area. Usually, Google Maps is pretty good about that, but sometimes it may be a new closure that has not been updated in the app yet, or maybe it takes you on a particular road that it thinks goes through, but it actually dead ends. So while these apps are often very good at being up to date and accurate, they may not be 100% accurate. So never just blindly follow these apps. If you're in an unfamiliar area, maybe use some other tools to make sure the roads you're taking are going to get you to where you need to go safely and effectively. And another drawback, particularly important for storm chasing, is that you can't overlay radar. That's where radar apps come in, namely RadarScope and WeatherFront. These apps put roads and radar on the same map, which is extremely useful for storm chasing because you can plan out what route you might need to take relative to the storm's position and motion. These apps even have estimated storm tracks you can add on to see how the storm might interact with a potential route you might be taking down the line. Now, to access the mapping features, it's free on the WeatherFront app, but it's a part of a paid subscription on RadarScope. But both apps give you excellent high-resolution radar data overlaid atop highly detailed road mapping, down to the street level. And WeatherFront may have the slight upper hand here because the labels for street names pop up the more you zoom in, even on the most local of roads. You can also customize how the roads appear on your map in WeatherFront. You can change the width of the roads, make them thicker or thinner. You can change the color of primary roads like major highways, and you can toggle route markers on and off. In each of these apps, the more you zoom into the map, the more back roads that appear. Those back roads that you may need to use when chasing start to become highlighted the more you zoom in. Now, it can be difficult to tell the quality of these back roads just from the radar apps themselves, so I like to use these in tandem with Google Maps, in which you can zoom in a little bit better right down to the road surface to see what kind of road it might be, a dirt road, a gravel road, etc. Now, there's always some discussion about paper maps, whether or not you should have paper maps with you alongside your other electronic tools in case, say, your phone malfunctions or cell service goes down, etc. I know a lot of old school chasers swear by paper maps. When I chased with Howie Bluestein when I was a grad student at OU, he would always have paper maps with him, and he would use them quite frequently throughout the chase. They're certainly good tools to use. Those DeLorme atlases you can get at truck stops, those are very detailed maps for all kinds of regions across the country. But in my opinion, paper maps are not necessary. Now, I do think it's a good idea to have multiple navigational tools handy in case one goes down or malfunctions. But I think in today's day and age, we have some better options than paper maps at our disposal.
Have you ever wanted to spend a full week chasing storms? We're opening up seats for another 2027 tour after our previous 2 rounds sold out almost immediately. You'll take part in daily forecast discussions, target selection, and the real-time decisions that shape every chase day. Seats are limited, and this tour is priced to make an unforgettable storm chasing experience more accessible. Click the link in the description below to reserve your seat before it sells out.
If I'm chasing in a really rural area that I've never been to before, sometimes I will go to the State Department of Transportation and download their county road maps. I do this before the chase even begins, and I either print it out or have it on my phone, But these maps are just as detailed as what you might find in an atlas. Roads are often differentiated based on their type or road cover, so you'll see that dirt roads are marked differently than paved roads, and county roads are marked much differently than major highways. So it's the same idea as a paper map, but it's free and you can access it easily online before the chase. If you know the county you might be chasing in that day, just type it into Google. For example, let's use Roger Mills County, Oklahoma, and road map. And then search that, and usually one of the first few results is going to be what you're looking for. Usually it will be a State Department of Transportation site, so let's click on that, Roger Mills County. And then you see here that it is a very detailed road map. I'll zoom in for you a little bit here, and you can see all the different roads here in Roger Mills County, and they are coded by interstate, U.S. highway, state highway. They have asphalt roads, concrete roads, brick or unpaved roads. So this is a really good option to have as a backup, especially if you're in a location that you're not really familiar with. My favorite alternative to paper maps is the offline maps feature of Google Maps. This allows you to select any region you want, however big or small, and download those maps ahead of time so that if you lose cell service out in the field, the map of the region you selected will still load and work perfectly despite having no service. To access the offline maps feature, make sure you're signed into your Google account on the Google Maps app. Then click on your avatar at the top right corner of the screen. This brings up a menu, and you'll want to click on the Offline Maps button in the middle of the screen. This takes you to all of your past downloaded maps. As you can see, I've downloaded several in the past year or so. To create a new downloaded map, click on the Select Your Own Map button at the bottom of the screen. This takes you to a map where you can actually select the area you want to download. Let's say we're chasing in northern South Dakota. We just zoom in on that northern South Dakota area, and then we'd hit the download button at the bottom right corner of the screen. Your map will automatically start downloading. You can also rename your map by using the pencil icon at the top right corner of the screen. Let's call it, instead of map 14, let's say Northern SD for South Dakota. Then we'd hit save, and our map will continue to download. The larger the area you've selected, the more time it's going to take. You also need to make sure you have good cell service when you're downloading these maps. That's why I like to do it well ahead of time, before the chase even starts. And now our map has been downloaded. You can see it there toward the bottom, that northern South Dakota map. So now all you have to do is use Google Maps as you would normally. Even if you lose cell service, that area of northern South Dakota is going to show up nice and clearly on the maps, and you can zoom in all the way to the surface because you've downloaded that map ahead of time. You won't lose any resolution, and you won't have any difficulty pulling up any areas within your area of interest because you've downloaded that map ahead of time. Just some final thoughts. Use whatever tools you're comfortable with, but always make sure you have multiple tools handy in case one goes down. For example, have your radar app, your Google Maps, and your downloaded offline maps handy so that all your bases are covered in case something happens to one of the apps and it's unusable as far as navigation goes.
Remember to check out those links in the description below, and then watch another video.